Hello, what's good, YouTube? Hope you guys are all doing well today, and welcome to another episode of Trading with Smarba. This time we're going to go ahead and try to use Arsenal and try to make profit with them, but one thing we will focus on in this video is the time in which you are trading. So a lot of you guys are messaging me and you're telling me, Smarba, I'm doing this method and it's just not working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know how you do it. What am I doing wrong? What can I do to fix this so I can start trading effectively? And the number one thing I have to say, guys, is you have to change the time you guys are trading. So purposely for this episode, I went ahead and started trading during the afternoon / midday time. I am in America, so that's around like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. for me. That's about 9 p.m. UK time. So it's prime time hours for Ultimate Team for the most part, especially on a Friday. So I went ahead and tried trading early on Friday and I just wanted to test the waters to see what happens. I try to make myself like you guys and put myself in your situation to see if I'm successful and if this is a reason. This is going to give us two answers. One, it's going to either say, you know what, the time of day really matters, or two, trading with Arsenal is a bad idea. And you guys are going to see at the end of this episode the results of my quest to make some profit with Arsenal. Also, we're going to do two things in this video. We're going to go ahead and try trading with a cheaper formation, which is the 4-2-3-1, but because Walcott obviously can't play in that formation since he can't play center forward, or Cam, as at least his non-informed card can't, we're going to also trade with the 4-1-2-1-2 for him. Now, there's also one more thing. Please pay attention to the background as well as you're listening to me so you guys see what I'm doing. One important thing is a lot of you guys asked, what is EA tax? You guys, what in the world is EA tax, man? What is Smarba talking about, this whole 5% tax thing? So what EA tax is, every card that sells on the auction house, EA takes 5% out of the total net profit that's going to go to your coin total. So anything that you sell, 5% is automatically taken off. That's why in order to make 1,000 coins, you have to see what the going rate is, take off 5%, and then minus it by 1,000 coins, so that when you exactly sell it for that going rate and it's at a higher price than what you bought it for, you always make the 1,000 coin profit. Now for this episode, we're going to go for anywhere from 500 to 1,000 coins, because as you guys can see, it's much harder to find players during this time of day since the market is just flooded with players. People are buying stuff instantly, all that good stuff. Not as much, there's more competition for bidding on players. Now with that said, if things aren't working for you guys, if it's just not working for you guys are using the same club, you guys are using the same time of day, you need to switch it up. That's the most important thing I can give you on FIFA. Whether it's gameplay, whether you're struggling with your gameplay, you're struggling against somebody and you're not changing formations, maybe you're being too stubborn, or maybe you keep trying to use the same player to trade with, or the same formation, or the same time of day. Switch it up, man. That's the best thing I can tell you. Don't do the same thing over and over and over if it's not working. That would be pointless, right? Why would you do something that's not working and keep trying it? Just switch it up. Try new players, try different clubs, try a different time of day. Just like in game, if the formation is not working for you, if you're using the 4-2-3-1 because a popular YouTube is using it, or the 3-5-2 because a popular YouTube is using it, but it's not working for you, don't continue to use it. Switch formations. Try something that'll work for you. Just like anything that you do for FIFA, always do what works for you. Don't do what works for someone else. Everyone has a different play style. Someone, you know, might have a different trading style. So with that said, moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the time of day in which I traded in this video a little bit more. So as you guys can see, I'm going ahead and bidding on Vermaelen, Sanya, Santi Cazorla, you guys will see in a little bit. Podolski is another one I bid on. And the thing with Podolski that's important is that he can play two positions. He can play center forward or striker, so I went ahead and checked both his prices in both positions. And always check your prices of the positions, because you never want to overpay for a card, because then you'll just obviously lose money. So always check players that can play two positions. Someone like Luis Suarez as well. He plays beautifully as a center forward and also a striker. Now, moving back to time of day in which you trade in. So as you guys are going to see throughout this episode, that I probably bid on over 30 players. Literally, I bid over 30 players, but for some reason, as you guys are going to see my watch list later, I am not successful. I'm not very successful with this method this time around, because it seems like I had more competition to bid against me. And it probably was because of the time of day I traded on. So my advice to you guys that are having trouble, try trading in the morning if you're in the UK. If maybe you're on your way to work, or maybe before you go to work, whatever it may be. Obviously, this is extreme, you know, this is a little bit extreme, but if you have the time to pull out a tablet, if you can pull out the web app or anything like that, maybe even on your phone, and you want to go ahead and just throw out some bids before you get to work or before you get to school or anything like that. Obviously, I'm not saying don't let it take away from your life, you know, don't take me wrong. Don't let Ultimate Team interrupt your lifestyle. But if you have some free time, you got like 5-10 minutes, maybe you're on the bus, maybe you're, you know, driving with somebody. Obviously not if you're driving. Don't do it. Don't do it if you're driving. But maybe you're carpooling with somebody and you got some time. You pull out your phone, your tablet, whatever it may be, and you throw out, you know, 10 minutes worth of bids. Then you come home and you're like, wow, I won like 5 or 6 players. So this must be it. It's got to be the time in which I trade in. And that's what I'm going to realize in this video. You guys are going to see in a little bit that the time of day is just so important. And I'm guessing this is why a lot of you guys are struggling to trade using this method, because you guys are probably trading during prime time hours, since most of you guys, I assume, are in Europe or in the UK. Obviously, UK being in Europe, but you guys know what I mean. You guys are in the UK or other countries in Europe. And the time you guys trade in is probably, what, 6, 8, 7, 9 p.m. And that's, what, 2 p.m. for me. So I start trading late at night, and you guys are all sleeping. So most of the market is pretty much dead. So it's pretty much me and maybe, I don't know, a couple hundred other people trying to trade. And obviously not everyone's going to be trading with the same players. So I end up winning a bunch of them. But in this episode, as I said before many times, I went ahead and did this early, and I end up losing the majority of the players. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do a part 2 of this episode. So next time, part 2 trading with Arsenal, I'm going to go ahead and try trading at nighttime and seeing what that does, seeing if that nets us more profit, seeing if my theory is correct, because I am standing very strong by my theory that the time of day is extremely important, probably more important than the player you choose to trade with. So I'm going to go ahead and make a part 2 video that's going to show you guys that that's going to pretty much prove that I think the time of day is going to be the really turning point in your effectiveness of trading. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into my watch list. You guys are going to see, this is the day after, by the way. So I went ahead and bid these, pretty much left for the day. It was Friday, so I went out with some buddies, all that good stuff. And the next day, you guys are going to see that my watch list is full of red, which is something that you guys don't normally see. If you guys watched my profit with Chelsea video, that's what I did when I traded at night. You guys will see that I made a bunch of profit using Ramirez, Ashley Cole, David Luiz, etc., and I had won a bunch of those players. So let's go ahead and move on to the watch list. You guys see right here briefly that I went ahead and bid on like 30 players worth of people, and obviously I'm already starting to lose some of them, but let's go ahead and jump into the watch list the next day and see what happens there. So we went ahead and switched to the next day, and look how many expired and lost cards we have. So much red, which is not something I'm used to seeing. If you guys are new to my channel, if you guys haven't watched my trading with Smarba videos, if you go to my profit with Chelsea video, you guys will see this whole page green. I had won so many players, as I just mentioned earlier, but this time I didn't win anybody. I only won about 4 players. I'll show you guys 2 here that I won. I won Sanya for 2,500 coins. I probably will be able to sell him for about 1,000 coin profit, and I won Vermaelen right there for 3,000. Probably will make a couple hundred coins profit, if something around there. I'm not really sure what his going rate is, actually. I kind of forgot. So I'm going to go to my trade pile. You guys are going to see my trade pile. Don't pay attention to the other cards, but you guys are going to see the Arsenal players that I did put overnight that did not sell. Santi Cazorla and a 4-2-3-1. Trying to sell him for 5,400 coins. Did not sell, but he will sell, so not an issue. And then we've got Sanya, who didn't sell, but of course he will sell eventually. I'm not worried about that at all. So at the end of the day, in about 20 to 30 minutes of trading, I went ahead and made about 3,000 to 4,000 coins profit, which isn't too bad, but it's not what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to making 15, 16,000 plus coins profit in about 20 to 30 minutes of trading. So that tells me 2 things. Either Arsenal is a really bad club to trade with, which I don't think so, because looking at the players, you know, there's some solid players to trade with. Now, granted that they're not in the price range, that sweet spot price range that I like. I mentioned in my profit with Chelsea video that the sweet spot price range is about roughly 12 to 17,000 coins. Those are really the players I aim for, but you know, they do have a lot of popular players that are, you know, that are play very well on Ultimate Team, especially players like Walcott. Obviously, he's a pace demon. Sanya is great as a right back. He's got good work rates. Vermaelen, he's a popular center back, bad work rates, but, you know, people buy him a lot. They have a lot of Belgium teams, etc., etc. So I'm not saying anything about their club. They definitely have good players to trade with, but I think really this time around, as I've kind of sound like a broken record this episode, it's got to be the time of day that I traded in. So stay tuned for a part 2 sometime this coming week, and we'll go ahead and try one more time trading with Arsenal at a different time and day, and maybe this time we'll go ahead and have some different results, and hopefully we go ahead and make some profit this time around. I mean, obviously 4,000 or so coins isn't so bad at all, so I'm not really disappointed, but I'm also not as satisfied with what I did this time around, because obviously you guys are here to see much more profit. But I did want to show you guys that sometimes you don't always make 15 to 20,000 coins profit. So if you're limited to being pretty much unable to trade at a certain time of day, you're going to have to pretty much live with only making a couple thousand coins profit, which isn't so bad. So with that said, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I really want to tell you guys how much I appreciate your support. It's been awesome. You guys are throwing out likes on my videos, which is always great to see. And we're about to near 3,000 subscribers, man. That's just insane. Never in a million years would I thought we would even get this far on YouTube. I mean, it's just crazy that you guys are enjoying my content. So again, to anybody watching this video, to anybody giving it a like, to anybody, you know, tweeting out to me or subscribing to the channel, I just want to say thank you. And I'm always going to be humble towards you guys. I don't care where this journey takes us. I'm always going to be humble. You guys are the best. And, you know, I hope you guys all have a wonderful and beautiful day. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with a brand new episode of Staying in D1. See you later, guys. Peace.